Before I went down for the evening, I want to talk about how the Meghan Markle site is selling out of everything. She sold out a bookmark, a $20 bookmark. Mind you, I check the site every day because I like it and I want it, and it's sold out. It's a $20 bookmark.
She doesn't ship internationally, so it has to be us. Who is buying these?
She's jumped into the bookmark business. Yeah, you heard that right, and it might just be her biggest flop yet. Does she even know what a bookmark is? Can she even use one properly? It seriously doesn't look like it. In this episode, we're breaking down how totally lost this woman seems when it comes to running a business she's desperately trying to sell to everyone. She's acting like she broke the internet with it. Doing what exactly? Please. It's honestly laughable. Meghan can't even handle something as basic as a bookmark, yet she's out here trying to act like she's revolutionizing reading. But wait, before we dive deeper, I have to mention what she posted on Instagram today. Apparently there's a poll going on from her team. Yeah, the same crew who's been running out of creative ideas faster than ever. The question? Evening reading or morning reading? That's it. You pick one. Like, what are they even planning to do with that information? Is it supposed to inspire a new luxury bundle or something? Or maybe they're just scrambling to boost engagement since, surprise, surprise, she's turned her comments off again? It's honestly ridiculous. Asking pointless questions like that isn't clever marketing. It's just a waste of time. And seriously, who's got time for morning reading? Most of us are getting ready, working, or taking care of real responsibilities. Not everyone has the luxury to just roll out of bed and drift through the day like Meghan seems to think people do. Harry doesn't exactly have a packed schedule, let's be real. He's got a whole team handling everything for him so he can read whenever he wants. But regular people, we're juggling jobs, errands, and real-life stuff every morning. So good luck with that little survey, Meghan. Can't wait to see what kind of deep insight comes from that. Maybe she'll even throw the results into some fancy chart on her newsletter. Oh, what a thrill that'll be. Anyway, let's circle back to those so-called bookmarks, because apparently now they come with a random slice of lemon, and no one knows why. What does lemon have to do with reading? It's just another bizarre move from her brand as ever. And of course, these limited edition bookmarks supposedly sold out right away. So if you're Meghan Markle, you'd probably think, wow, my fans adore my work. But that's where reality hits hard, because guess what? Within minutes, literally minutes, these bookmarks popped up all over eBay. These buyers aren't diehard fans, they're hustlers trying to flip her merch for cash. No one's actually out here thinking, oh, I really need a $90 bookmark today. Nope, they just see a chance to profit. And the prices? Wild. $87.99 for a single bookmark. Seriously? That's outrageous. Who's paying that kind of money? It's technically not even allowed to resell like that, but people are still out here trying to make it work. The sad truth? Nobody's buying those things. Still, you've got to admit, they're giving it a real shot, even if it's all kinds of ridiculous. All right, I'll give them 10 points for effort, but let's get real for a second. One of my listeners dropped a comment that reminded me of something huge, and they're totally right. Everyone seems to have forgotten this key detail, but I mentioned it ages ago, probably back during her first bookmark launch, maybe even during that godmothers with the honey mess. Here's the thing, Meghan Markle doesn't even have bookmarks listed in her trademark. Can you believe that? For someone who's supposed to be a founder, that's a rookie mistake. Bookmarks fall under Class 16. That's the category for things like paper goods, stationery, or even leather-style accessories like pleather. But when you actually look at Meghan's Class 16 registration, it's got everything except bookmarks. You'll find all kinds of random stuff in there. Photo albums for all those pictures of the backs of her kids' heads, printed day planners that'll probably stay empty since she and Harry have no real schedules, and even printed nonfiction books for when she decides to drop her oh-so-expected memoir. But bookmarks? Nowhere. Not one mention. And the wildest part, she hasn't even tried to fix it. She hasn't amended the trademark or added them in. That means anyone, literally anyone, could start making the exact same bookmarks right now. Just hop onto sites like Sabri or Alibaba, upload her logo, and boom, you're in business. She can't legally stop you. How embarrassing is that? For someone who's always preaching about being a savvy businesswoman, she completely missed one of the most basic steps. It's honestly unreal. Meghan's out here calling herself a founder, but this move proves she's one of the most careless ones out there. So, let's talk about as ever again. Because apparently Meghan doesn't even know how to use her own bookmarks. Seriously, that's how out of touch she is. Here's the correct way to use it, all right? The little pointy end goes at the top of the page. That's straight from the Sabri website, the same people actually making these things. You'd think Meghan would at least know that much. But no, take a look at how she's using it. Completely wrong. The thing is all bent and twisted out of shape. Total mess. That's how you ruin a bookmark. She clearly has no clue what she's doing, which makes sense because, let's be honest, this woman doesn't even read. She's out here selling bookmarks and giving people reading tips. Yet she can't even handle one properly. It's beyond embarrassing. And this isn't her first awkward moment either. This whole situation ranks right up there with the time she used canning tongs upside down. Remember that? It's like she's determined to keep proving she has no idea how things actually work. But the bigger point here, she's pretending to be this sophisticated book lover when in reality she's anything but. I've got solid proof too. Let's rewind to that disaster she called a podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. She did about 8 episodes and then suddenly popped back with a surprise bonus episode, acting like she just reinvented the whole idea of podcasting. She made such a big deal out of it because she somehow landed Tina Knowles. Yeah, Beyoncé's mom. Not Beyoncé herself, just her mom. It's like she's always one step removed from the real stars. She can't get the big names, so she settles for their parents. Kind of like when she talked to Kris Jenner instead of anyone from the actual Kardashian lineup. Maybe Kris was too busy, who knows. But once again, Meghan tried to spin it like a huge win, when really it just showed how far she's fallen in the spotlight. So Tina Knowles had just dropped her book Matriarch. No clue what it's actually about, but hey, I'm sure it's a decent read. Not that I'm planning to check it out myself. Anyway, she came on Meghan's podcast to promote it, which, let's be real, was a huge deal for Meghan. This was probably the biggest guest she could ever hope to get. Tina Knowles is classy, respected, and about as high up as Meghan's celebrity ladder goes. Now, you'd think Meghan, being the host, would have at least read Matriarch before the episode, right? I mean, basic preparation. But listen to this part because it's jaw-dropping. Meghan says, "I used to have a quote up in my trailer years ago that said, 'My faith is greater than my fear.'" And then Tina replies, "Yes, absolutely, that's in my book too. I say that." And what does Meghan do? She acts all shocked. Is it? Oh my God, I can't wait to dig into it. Really, Meghan? You're sitting there interviewing the author and didn't even know what's in her book? That's just lazy. It proves once again, she doesn't need bookmarks because she doesn't actually read. She's just faking her way through every conversation like she's winging an open book test she never studied for. And this isn't a one-time thing either. Another perfect example, that awkward interview she did with Emily Chang around August last year on the circuit. Total train wreck. She threw around these random, deep phrases that made zero sense. Stuff like anchor into your own knowing. What does that even mean? It sounds like she just stitched together motivational words from a Pinterest board. Then she took it a step further, claiming that her critics, people like me, actually go home and secretly make single skillet spaghetti. Like what? She really said that? It's as if she can't handle any criticism, so she has to imagine everyone's obsessed with her recipes now. Meghan might talk a big game about mindfulness and meaning, but come on, this just screams out of touch. I've never made that so-called single skillet spaghetti, okay? And I'm never going to. That whole thing was just another made-up story because Meghan cannot handle the idea that some people just don't like her. The irony is, it makes her even more unlikable. She tries so hard to look relatable, but it just comes off as fake every single time. Anyway, during that same interview, she took Emily Chang to her favorite spot, the Godmother's bookstore. Apparently, it was Meghan's idea, because she loves that place. She's supposedly super close with Victoria Jackson, the woman backing her up financially, pretty much her sugar mama, if we're being honest. So Meghan decided this would be the perfect cozy setup for an interview about books and creativity. Yeah, right.
She was laughed at on stage. The power brokers knew that all of the malarkey that both Fortune and Meghan were putting forward about both her brand and her life was complete balderdash.
Then Emily asks the most obvious question of all. What's Meghan been reading lately? Seems harmless enough, right? But listen to how it goes down. Emily asks, What's your guilty pleasure? Are you into thrillers or maybe a trashy romance? And Meghan answers, well, I spend so much time reading children's books. You know, our kids are 4 and 6, so by the end of the night, I do that and I haven't really gotten into a book in a very long time. She couldn't name a single title, not one. That's the moment it all becomes clear. Meghan doesn't read books, yet she's trying to sell $20 bookmarks to the public like she's some kind of book lover. Come on, it's painfully obvious she's got no real connection to what she's selling. And the funniest part? She's always preaching about being authentic. Yet this whole act is the exact opposite. There's no proof she even knows how to use a bookmark, let alone finish a novel. It's such a hollow attempt to seem intellectual and refined when the truth is, it's all just marketing fluff. No wonder her brand's struggling. How can you sell passion when you don't even believe in the product yourself? Let me hit you with another reason as ever is crashing and burning as a brand. For starters, all those so-called sold-out bundles? Yeah, don't fall for that. There's plenty of stock. Way too much, actually. You can bet those warehouse shelves, or maybe Netflix storerooms, are still packed to the ceiling with leftover products. They're sitting there collecting dust, probably surrounded by a few bugs having a feast on that overpriced tea. The real issue? Meghan's brand doesn't stand on its own. It feeds off other people's Instagram posts. That's right, she's relying on what's called user-generated content, or UGC. Learned that term from watching her moves, and while using fan content isn't a crime, making it your main marketing plan? Not a good look. It's lazy, plain and simple. So today, as ever, went on another posting spree, sharing a bunch of random reposts from fans, or at least from people who tagged them ages ago. I came across one of these posts, and trust me, I remembered it right away. I'd seen it floating around weeks ago. And honestly, it's kind of gross. I can't even describe it properly. It's like some ice cube gimmick that's supposed to be cute or aesthetic. Maybe it was meant for Valentine's Day or something, but come on, no one's actually doing that in real life. But the kicker? Meghan posted it today. I'm recording this on March 2nd, but the original post went up on January 29th. So this isn't just recycled content, it's stale content. She's out here reposting things that died on the timeline over a month ago like they're fresh drops. And it's not just one example either. She's been doing it with multiple posts lately. It's like the entire team's run out of new ideas and decided, let's just reuse whatever we can find. That's not marketing, that's desperation. No wonder this brand can't get traction. Everything they do feels outdated before it even hits the feed. And you'd think after all that embarrassment, they'd finally get it together. But nope. The As Ever team keeps proving they have no clue what they're doing. I checked their page again today, and guess what? They're still reposting the same tired stuff, pretending it's all fresh inspiration. Meghan's trying to sell this as some kind of lifestyle movement when really, it's just recycled filler. They're reposting content from random accounts, half of which probably have nothing to do with the brand. You can tell they're just desperate for engagement. It's all smoke and mirrors, trying to look popular when the reality is people stopped caring weeks ago. It's honestly painful to watch. And let's not forget, every time someone questions her, she just shuts off the comments like that's going to fix anything. It's almost like she can't handle any sort of feedback that isn't pure praise. How can a brand grow when the person running it doesn't even want to hear what real people think? That's not confidence, that's insecurity dressed up as control. Now here's where it gets even worse. These so-called limited edition bundles she keeps hyping, they're still available everywhere. The website hasn't changed in ages, the same pictures, same captions, same everything. It's giving serious copy-paste energy. She keeps trying to make it look exclusive, but it's about as exclusive as a clearance bin. And you know what's funny? If you look closely at the reposts, you can see that some of those photos aren't even using her products. They're just random shots of teacups and candles that fit her color scheme. Like, what? She's literally trying to pass off other people's cozy living room setups as her own brand aesthetic. It's clear now that Meghan's team isn't focused on creating anything new. They're banking on nostalgia, hoping people will keep buying into the same dreamy, soft filter fantasy. But there's nothing behind it. It's all smoke, filters, and staged lighting. If Meghan wants to save as ever, she's going to have to do more than repost strangers' pictures. She needs a real idea, not just another fake vibe. And if you thought it couldn't get worse, oh, just wait, because now Meghan's trying to spin the as ever flop into some kind of artistic evolution. She's out here acting like every bad decision was actually part of some master plan, like we're supposed to believe she's reinventing the idea of lifestyle branding. Please, it's the same tired content, just wrapped in a different color palette. She recently dropped a new post talking about fresh beginnings and reimagined purpose. But come on, what's new about it? It's literally the same setup. Teacups, dim lighting, beige everything, and her name slapped all over it. There's no innovation, no creativity, just the illusion of effort. She's trying to make boring look intentional, and honestly, it's not fooling anyone anymore. And here's the best part. She's now pretending that this was all part of a community-driven movement. Like suddenly it's about connection and empowering others. Oh, sure, because nothing screams community like charging people $20 for a bookmark and ignoring their comments when they ask for refunds. It's laughable. Fans who used to defend her are starting to wake up too. You can see it in the replies on other pages. People are calling it what it is: lazy branding. They're pointing out the inconsistencies, the overhyped storytelling, and that constant need to make everything sound deeper than it really is. It's like Meghan's allergic to just being normal. And honestly, if she spent half as much time creating as she does curating, maybe as ever wouldn't be crashing this hard. But nope, she's still hiding behind buzzwords and recycled posts, hoping the public won't notice. Spoiler alert, we notice everything. You can't call yourself a creative visionary when all you're doing is reposting mood boards and pretending it's strategy. This whole rebrand just proves one thing. She's out of ideas and trying to cover it up with vague, poetic captions that mean absolutely nothing. At this point, As Ever feels more like a mirror of Meghan's public image, over-polished, overhyped, and missing any real depth. It's like she's selling the illusion of authenticity and the mask is finally starting to crack. And now here comes the biggest twist of all. Meghan's trying to act like As Ever is suddenly a success story. Can you believe that? She's out here doing interviews, smiling for the cameras, and talking about how the brand is thriving. Thriving where? Because last I checked, half the products are sitting in warehouses and the rest are sitting on eBay with 0 bids. She's calling the brand a reflection of calm and mindful living. But honestly, it looks more like chaos wrapped in beige packaging. She keeps using phrases like soulful simplicity and thoughtful design, but there's nothing soulful or thoughtful about reposting content from last month and pretending it's fresh inspiration. It's all smoke and mirrors. And then she pulls the classic Meghan move, blaming the media for misunderstanding her creative vision. Like, come on, people aren't confused. They're just not buying the act anymore. You can't hide behind poetic marketing words forever. The brand isn't struggling because of negative press. It's struggling because it's boring and overpriced. Even the fan pages that used to hype her up are getting quiet. The comments are thinning out, the likes are dropping, and the engagement is tanking faster than her old podcast. You can almost feel the panic behind those carefully staged posts. All those behind-the-scenes shots of her working with her team, pretending like something huge is coming. But we've heard that before, haven't we? And speaking of huge, what's with the endless teasing of new collections coming soon? Every time she says that, people wait, and what do we get? Another recycled product with a new label slapped on it. It's like she's trying to convince us that repackaging leftovers is innovation. At this point, it's hard to tell what's real and what's just for show. Meghan keeps pushing this idea that she's building an empire, but it feels more like she's holding together a crumbling brand with perfectly filtered photos and poetic captions. The truth is, As Ever doesn't need another vision statement. It needs direction. Until Meghan actually connects with reality, not PR fantasies, this brand is going nowhere fast. And the more she tries to fake success, the more obvious it becomes that the whole thing is falling apart right in front of us. And here we go again, yet another As Ever repost that's been dragged back from the grave. This one, originally from January 23rd, it's March now. That's practically ancient in social media time. How is Meghan still serving up content this old and calling it new? It's unbelievable. Then there's another one, a reel this time. I'll admit, some of these creators actually have skill. You can see real effort and creativity from the people behind these clips. Honestly, Meghan should hire them if she wants her brand to survive, because the people she's got running her page clearly don't have a clue. This particular post wasn't as bad as the rest, but still, it's from early February. Come on, that's not fresh. That's reheated leftovers. So there it is, as ever really living up to its name, old as ever. The content is tired, recycled, and completely out of touch. Everyone who actually scrolls Instagram has already seen these posts weeks ago, yet her team keeps reposting them like they're breaking news. It's like they're running in circles trying to make outdated look relevant, and failing every single time. And that's the real issue here. Meghan Markle, or should I say Meghan Flounder, still has no idea what she's doing as a founder. She doesn't know her products, doesn't update her branding, and now she's reposting old content hoping no one will notice. It's embarrassing for someone who built her image around being innovative and ahead of the curve. How's she ever gonna compete in this market when she's constantly one step behind? Every move she makes screams unoriginal and unprepared. And with the way things are going, you have to wonder, how many months does this brand really have left before it quietly fades away? The clock is ticking, and honestly, I'm here for it. Because you know I'll keep bringing you the freshest, most up-to-date takes on Meghan Markle's brand chaos. So don't go anywhere. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe so you never miss an update, share it with your friends who love the drama, and drop a comment below to let me know how long you think as ever has before it completely falls apart.